All right, what is going on, guys? Just gonna go over my bets and props analysis for UFC Vegas 42. Honestly, not a lot I like in the way of props this week. It's mostly money line. I did make quite a few bets though, which I'll go over, but I figured since I don't have a whole lot to analyze this week in terms of props, I could just do quick picks real fast. So for the main event, definitely like Max Holloway. I like him to get the knockout. It's kind of a coin toss between knockout or points. I actually went with the round betting uh, play in that one, which I'll go over in a second. But yeah, I did that in my video too. But yeah, it's kind of a coin toss between points or knockout. The props are about the same. I err on the side of knockout. I mean, I just don't know how you can't with the Yair coming off a 2 year layoff, who is durable, but 2 year layoff, and we saw what Max did to Calvin Cater, who's also a beast. So yeah, I like Max by points. Ben Rothwell versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Didn't break this one down. Didn't bet it really. I put Rothwell money line in a small parlay. So yeah, that's who I like in that one. I like Ben Rothwell. It's just I can't bet on a 40-year-old heavyweight. Ben Rothwell's fights are always greasy, even if you bet on them. But Rogerio de Lima, he does have a long win one lose one streak. If you're a believer in that, so he's due to lose to keep the streak going. But yeah, he just really doesn't leap off the page. He grapple fucked Maurice Green, who is terrible. So yeah, I just have to side with Ben Rothwell, but I just can't put too much on Ben Rothwell. I couldn't bet it or anything. But then Felicia Spencer versus Leah Ledson. I'll go with Felicia Spencer, but hell no, I'm not betting that one. Can't get behind Felicia Spencer at minus 300. Ledson coming off a pretty long layoff, so you don't know what you're going to get. But yeah, just no way on Felicia Spencer at minus 300. Miguel Baeza versus Chaos Williams. I'm going with Chaos Williams ever so slightly. I just think that Baeza has gotten tagged before, and you don't want to get tagged by Chaos Williams. So yeah, ever so slightly Cass Williams, more so because the betting value is on him, but I could easily see Baeza just fighting a more technical fight and either breaking him down with those leg kicks and those body kicks or just outpointing him. But yeah, I just like the power of Cass Williams. I think he's got some of the heavier punches for the division and just felt like taking a stab. Then Sang Yadong versus Julio Arce. My pick for fight of the night. Looking forward to this one. Two guys who don't mind trading. I'm going with Sang Yadong though. I know Arce is a popular underdog this week. I can't hate Tiger Schulman's, but I mean Arce will land the heavier combination or the heavier shot in these exchanges. But he also gets tagged like he was getting hit back by Andre Ewell. You can eat shots from Andre Ewell, but people forget that Sang Yadong is 23. He's only ever getting better. I thought his movement looked way better in the Casey Kenny fight. I like his volume a little bit more. And yeah, I can't not pick Song Yadong. Probably by decision, but with the improvement Song is making, I think the knockout prop has some value, which I'll talk about in a second. Tiago Moises versus Joel Alvarez. I know a lot of people like Alvarez. He's got a great submission game from his guard, but just got to go with Moises in this one. I think Moises is much better striker. I don't think Alvarez has good takedown ability. He's kind of good at pulling guard and getting submission off of his back, but I don't think that's going to work out against Moises. Took Makhachev 4 rounds to sub him. He's very credentialed with jiu-jitsu himself, so I don't see this being a problem. I think Moises is just going to win the fight on the feet, but pretty pricey line for Moises, but there you got to kind of pick your spots on this card. I would say it's worth it. Cynthia Calvio versus Andrea Lee. I honestly don't have an opinion on this one. I would just say that Calvio hasn't looked great lately, but I mean, if you're a believer in Calvio, because she was kind of fighting her way up the rankings not too long ago, you can get her at a really good price. But yeah, I just have no opinion on that fight. And then Sean Woodson against Colin Anglin. Definitely like Woodson by points. I just think that Anglin has no striking defense and he is durable. Woodson doesn't have a whole lot of power, so I just think it could be an easy fight for Woodson. He could probably land like 170 strikes if he gets into a rhythm here. I'm not gonna lie, but Anglin will probably look to wrestle. I mean, Woodson's takedown defense pretty tried and true. He's gonna have a huge reach advantage. Doesn't always manage distance the best, but yeah, he's just so big for the division. He's got good takedown defense. Yusuf Zalal wasn't able to take him down. Zalal's got a great gas tank. He just keeps coming. And yeah, I just think Anglin is just going to get pieced up. But he is durable, so I think he'll survive to the decision. But then Courtney Casey against Liana Joshua. Courtney Casey, definitely the pick. Joshua hasn't really showed me anything in the UFC, but low level women's MMA fight, you gotta go. I mean, sometimes you just gotta put the betting value on the underdog. I used Joshua in like a DraftKings lineup. She was like my last leg, so yeah, I don't know. Definitely Courtney Casey, but we just kind of don't know what we have in Joshua. And then Mark Casey against Rafael Alves. I guess Casey by decision, but it's hard. He looked really slow in that Rafael Fiziev fight. I think he's kind of slow anyway. He like when he gets into a striking rhythm, he's good. It's just he fights like once a year. But I do think that he'll survive Rafael Alves. Alves is explosive. He has moments, but they're they're not sustained. I think he doesn't have very high volume. He kind of reminds me of like Magomed Mustafayev, where it's like he's got good weapons, but they're few and far between. But I don't know. That's another fight that I just couldn't bet. I did a lot of research on it, but I just couldn't bet it. Alves did look good against Demir Ismagulov. Granted, Ismagulov coming off a long layoff, but if you like that fight, there could be some value on Alves. Just I don't know. I would go with Chikadze, but I didn't bet that fight. Then Kennedy and Zhukukwe versus Dong Jung. I went with Kennedy in this one, and for a multitude of reasons, I think that Kennedy has been impressive. I think he's got better striking. I don't think Dong Jung really sets up his offense well, and yeah, I've seen a lot of people point out the wrestling game from Dong Jung because of how good he looked at William Knight, but you got to look at the size discrepancy in that one. William Knight is small, whereas Nzechukwu is huge. It's night and day. I don't think that Dong Jung is going to be able to take Kennedy down. I think he's just going to be wasting his energy if he does. And then Dong Jung, not a lot of volume. He primarily looks to set up that right hand, and if he can't get that, he's kind of toast. Kennedy, a lot of volume, and he's just huge for the division. So I definitely like Kennedy. But now on to the props analysis. So again, not much I like for this week. I bet Sean Woodson by points at plus 105. Went over that a minute ago. I like it. Max Holloway by KO. Again, I just think that the volume is going to add up, and we could see a similar to Calvin Cater type performance where he just batters them. And I think this time they're going to stop it before it gets too out of hand. And then so for the riskier ones, Kennedy and Zechukwu by KO, TKO. I didn't bet it primarily because FanDuel took forever to get it. DraftKings had it. I did make a couple bets with DraftKings this week. I've been using DraftKings a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jung is pretty durable. I just think that Kennedy has a lot more power and he lands heavier. I mean, Jung has power when he lands his signature right hand, but that's kind of all he looks to land. And Nzechukwu has taken a shot before. I mean, it has value. It's light heavyweight, but I don't know. I didn't bet it. I don't even know why I included it, if I'm being real, because the more I think about it, I just don't like it. But Nzechukwu by knockout a plus 250, if you can talk yourself into it, cool. Again, I don't even know why I included this, but Chaos Williams by KO TKO did make a little sprinkle on that in a parlay. These are the only two props I bet this week, but if I have it in the has value section, I'll usually put it in like an extended parlay. But yeah, if Chaos is gonna win the fight, it's more than likely gonna be by KO. He's got good counters, and like I said, I'm just curious to see how Baeza can eat a power combination from Chaos. But yeah, Chaos by KO TKO plus 230 if you want to get a little bit better value on Chaos. He does have plus odds anyway if you don't want to get too key with it. But yeah, and then Song Yadong by KO TKO. It's not like I think it's going to happen. It's not like it's super likely or anything, but at plus 460, again, Song Yadong just keeps making improvements. And Arce is a little bit hittable. He's durable too, don't get me wrong. Like, he will stay in the pocket and try to win the exchange, but I just don't know if that's going to work out against Song Yadong. He's quicker too. Arce had a great debut at bantamweight, but is he going to be as good as smaller weight class? We don't know. So yeah, Song Yadong by knockout plus 460 has some value, and then Max Holloway by KO in round 4. I don't typically make round betting. This will be only the third time I'm doing it on the channel, but I think if it's going to happen, it's going to be late. Some books you can get like rounds 3, 4, or 5 knockout, or you can get a lot of props people like are round 5 or decision. I don't know how it is for 5 round fights if it's 4 or 5. I know you can get round 3 or decision a lot, but yeah, there's options for that. But I just feel like with where the line is, it's just kind of tailor made for taking a stab at round betting, and it's an educated guess. So Max Holloway by KO in round 4. And then for my bets, so as always, still a work in progress for me. In the new year, I'm definitely going to sign up for a third party tracker and just go from there because I'm still pretty new to this. Like, I always make live bets and whatnot based on how I'm doing. So the last time I lost money was a couple months ago. Always got to knock wood. But yeah, this week I tried to. I mean, I got a little. I've made a couple risky bets this week. So if you don't want to tail, totally cool. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anybody tailing my bets if we're being real. It's not that I don't have confidence in my bets. It's just like, let me get like a track record first before, you know, anybody starts banking on my bets. This is just more for like, just to show that I'm actually, putting my money where my mouth is and whatnot. And yeah, like I said, I'll get that third party tracker going pretty soon. But first things first, I did Song Yadong money line and Sean Woodson money line. I've been doing 1-2 unit bet every week, and then I go from there with my two most comfortable reads. And the problem is with this week, the only comfortable read I have is Woodson, and even Woodson's a little bit risky, but I got him at -310 in this parlay. And then Song Yadong, a little risky. Like, a lot of people are on Arce this week. I understand that. I just think that I'm pretty confident in Song Yadong. He's always improving, so I decided to make him the second leg. 2 units on that at +118. A little nervous, but we'll see. And then I had a risk-free $100 bet from FanDuel, so I put it on Sean Woodson by points, so I have it in gold. I thought about putting it on Holloway in round 4 just to win like 1,400, but I said, nah, I'll just try to be smart. I'll try to put it on something a little bit more simple. See if we can just double our money. And then Kenny and Zechiku money line, put half a unit at +112. I like that one. Half unit on Zechiku money line plus Tiago Moises money line at +171. Half unit on Moises money line and Pat Sabatini money line. That's next week. Gonna try to start doing more of these. I used to do these a lot, just like these extended parlays. Just pick out my most comfortable reads week to week, put like 100 on it, let it ride for a couple weeks. It's solid, And if I have a terrible week this week, I'm definitely gonna start doing more of those. But yeah, I do like those. If you do your research and you look down the line and you see some money line values, a lot of times you get great value on those because the line just expands. But yeah, then I did 0.25 units on Sean Woodson by points plus Cass Williams money line at +329. And then I put 25 on Holloway to run in round 4 at +1,400. The knockout prop is +1,500 if you do Holloway to win by knockout round 4. But I already made it on round 4, so it is what it is. But yeah, and then for parlays this week, I did the FanDuel insurance parlay, or if you get one wrong, you get your money back. So I just tried to make that a little bit safe. I did Zechiku money line, Woodson money line, Moises money line, and then Song Yadong KO. I'm thinking that Song Yadong KO is probably going to be the odd man out if we don't hit one. And then if we don't hit 2 and we lose 25, it is what it is. And then for the $10 parlay, I did Woodson by points, Williams KO, Moises money line, and Ben Rothwell money line +1,400. So yeah, that's what I got for this week. Again, not a whole lot on the props department, but some weeks are like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Good luck. Be sure to subscribe and take it easy.